Recent research shows that some of the nuts seniors believe are heart healthy are actually harming their cardiovascular system, slowly, silently, and every single day. If you're over 60, every bite matters more than ever. Your body doesn't bounce back the way it used to. Your arteries are less flexible, your metabolism slower, and your heart less forgiving. So when something as small as a nut can raise your blood pressure, inflame your arteries, and push you closer to heart failure, it's time to take a closer look. As a heart doctor, I've seen this pattern over and over again. Older patients who are trying to eat better, trying to avoid chips and candy, proudly tell me, "Doctor, I only snack on nuts." And then I look at the type of nuts they're eating, and my heart sinks, because what they thought was healthy is actually one of the quietest threats to their heart. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 specific kinds of nuts and nut-based snacks that I'm begging seniors to stop eating. Each one carries its own danger. Some are packed with hidden sugar, others soaked in harmful oils, some overloaded with salt, and a few are simply eaten in excess without understanding their impact. For each one, I'll explain exactly why it's harmful, what it's doing inside your body, and most importantly, what you can do instead. These aren't just theoretical risks. These are real choices that affect your heart every single day. Let's begin. Food number 1. Honey-roasted peanuts, the sugar-coated saboteur. They sit quietly on your coffee table. Sweet, golden, familiar. You reach for them during your favorite show, or maybe as a little treat after dinner. But those honey-roasted peanuts are not what they seem. They are coated in a mixture of refined sugar, salt, and often hydrogenated oils. That combination, especially when eaten regularly, does one thing consistently: it inflames. Inflammation inside your blood vessels is like slow erosion. Over time, the inner lining of your arteries becomes rough. Plaque starts to stick, blood pressure rises, and all the while, you're thinking you're making a healthy choice. Your heart feels this every time. After 60, your blood vessels don't adapt like they used to. Your insulin sensitivity declines. Your body holds on to sodium longer. So that handful of sweetened peanuts becomes a slow drip of damage. What to do instead? Switch to dry roasted, unsalted peanuts. No coatings, no added oils, no surprises, and keep the portion to a small handful, about 1 ounce. It's a small change, but for your heart, it's a powerful one. Food number 2. Salted mixed nuts, the sodium minefield. You buy them in shiny tins and resealable bags. The label says Smart Snacking or Heart Healthy Blend. Inside are almonds, cashews, pistachios, maybe a few hazelnuts, all lightly salted. Here's the problem. That salt, even if it seems small, adds up fast. And after age 60, your body's ability to manage sodium declines sharply. Your kidneys become less efficient. Your arteries respond more dramatically. And even a seemingly mild amount of sodium can push your blood pressure up and keep it there. The risk? Hypertension, thickened artery walls, and a higher chance of stroke or heart failure. I can't count the number of seniors who've said to me, "But I only snack on nuts." And yet, they're eating 600 to 900 milligrams of sodium in a single sitting without realizing it. The solution? Choose raw or dry, roasted unsalted nuts. If you want flavor, season them yourself at home. Use herbs, spices like cinnamon or paprika. Anything but salt. Your heart will thank you for it. Food number 3. Chocolate-covered nuts, the sweet trap. Nuts wrapped in chocolate feel like the perfect balance. You get protein, fiber, and a little indulgence. It seems harmless, but the damage is not so sweet. 1 handful of chocolate-covered almonds or peanuts contains a heavy dose of added sugars, refined oils, and processed fats, all of which spike insulin, inflame your blood vessels, and increase your LDL cholesterol. What makes them worse is that they feel like a treat with benefits, but they are closer to candy than they are to health food. I've had patients with borderline heart disease tip into full cardiovascular risk because they replaced cookies with chocolate nuts. Same sugar, same outcome. Aging arteries are more vulnerable to sugar spikes, and your pancreas works harder and harder to keep up. Over time, this leads to insulin resistance, weight gain around the belly, and higher risk of heart attack. A better option: have a small square of dark chocolate, at least 70% cocoa, with a few raw almonds. Real indulgence, real health, no deception. Food number 4, packaged trail mix, the deceptive energy booster. You grab a bag that says natural fuel or energy mix. Inside are nuts, dried fruit, a few colorful candies, maybe yogurt-covered raisins. It looks healthy, but this mix is often worse than a candy bar. Most commercial trail mixes are loaded with sugar-drenched fruit, salted nuts, artificial sweeteners, and candy-coated pieces. Each component on its own stresses your heart. Together, they create a metabolic storm. Your blood sugar rises fast, insulin kicks in, inflammation increases, and if you eat this type of snack regularly, your triglycerides and cholesterol will reflect it. I've seen patients shocked when we trace their rising numbers back to healthy trail mix. The dried fruit is often soaked in syrups and the nuts cooked in vegetable oil. That's a double hit: sugar and oxidized fat. Here's what to do. Make your own mix. Use raw almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and a small handful of unsweetened dried berries like cranberries or blueberries. It's cleaner, safer, and actually supports your heart. Food number 5, flavored almonds, the artificial assault. They're marketed as exciting. BBQ, wasabi, ranch, sriracha. Sounds delicious. And they're almonds, so they must be good for you, right? Not so fast. These flavored almonds are usually coated in a blend of artificial flavors, MSG, added sugars, and a hefty amount of sodium. That combination turns a healthy nut into a processed snack your heart can't afford. Every bite sends chemicals and salt through your bloodstream, and your older body doesn't filter those toxins the way it once did. Your arteries tighten, your heart works harder, your blood vessels swell with pressure. And the worst part? You don't even realize it. These nuts are designed to be addictive. You eat them without thinking, over and over. Better choice. Buy plain, dry roasted almonds. At home, toss them in turmeric, rosemary, or a little cayenne if you like spice. You control the flavor and avoid the chemical load. Food number 6, cashews, the hidden fat bomb. They're soft, rich, and creamy. Cashews feel indulgent, but many seniors don't realize how easy it is to overeat them and how much saturated fat they're consuming in the process. A small handful of cashews may be okay, but most people eat 2 or 3 times that amount without even noticing, especially while reading, watching TV, or chatting with family. Cashews are higher in saturated fat than many other nuts, and overconsumption can lead to higher LDL cholesterol and dangerous fat accumulation around the organs. For older adults, this means added strain on the heart and increased cardiovascular risk. Portion control is critical. If you enjoy cashews, measure them. Don't snack from the bag, and alternate with lower fat options like almonds or walnuts. Food number 7, nuts roasted in vegetable oil, the invisible threat. Here's one of the most dangerous forms of nut consumption, and it's hiding in plain sight. Packaged nuts that are roasted in oils like soybean, canola, or corn oil. These oils are rich in omega-6 fatty acids. In small amounts, that's okay, but in the amounts we consume today, they fuel inflammation and oxidize inside the body, and that's especially damaging for seniors. You can't see these oils, you can't taste them, but they coat every nut, turning a healthy food into a cardiovascular hazard. I've had patients who do everything right, eat whole foods, exercise, stay off sugar, and still struggle with inflammation. When we look closer, it's often from healthy, roasted nuts soaked in bad oils. Always read the label. If it says roasted in oil, especially vegetable oil, put it back. Choose raw or dry roasted, or roast them yourself at home using a low oven. After 60, your body speaks in whispers. It gives you signs, gently at first: fatigue, stiffness, shortness of breath. But when ignored, those whispers become warnings. The food you eat every day matters, especially the snacks you think are healthy, especially the habits you repeat without thinking. These 7 types of nuts aren't evil, they're just misunderstood, misused, and misrepresented. The problem isn't always the nut. It's the salt, the sugar, the oil, the portions, and the quiet repetition. The good news? Every one of these habits is fixable. You can change course today and your heart will feel the difference. Stick with raw or dry roasted nuts. Watch the portions. Avoid sugar and artificial flavors. And most importantly, choose simplicity. Your heart has carried you for decades. Through joy and loss, through celebration and sorrow. It has beaten over 2 billion times without asking for much in return. Now it's asking for your attention and your care. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like it to support the Glowing Age channel. And don't forget to subscribe. We create these videos to help you live stronger, wiser, and longer. Your heart is still listening. Let's give it what it needs.